Huge weekend ahead for the Donald Trump administration. His delegation, led by Scott Bessent, heads to Switzerland to meet with Chinese officials. We've been hearing for weeks now how powerful China is and that Trump's tariffs are crushing America and Trump is desperate, and on and on and on. Well, in a trade war, what's happening or happened to your enemy matters, especially ahead of a big negotiation. Ahead of the meetings, Reuters is out with a stunning battlefield assessment of the state of the Chinese economy. Behind closed doors, Chinese officials have grown increasingly alarmed about tariffs' impacts on the economy and the risks of isolation, as China's trading partners have started negotiating deals with Washington. And this is according to Reuters, who cite three officials familiar with Beijing's thinking. With us now, Gordon Chang, a Gatestone Institute senior fellow and author of Plan Red, China's Project to Destroy America. Gordon, it's always good to see you. Are these
Thank you so much.
Unnamed sources with Reuters right, and that Team Trump has China on the ropes?
I think so. First of all, we are the bigger economy. We are the trade deficit economy. So China has everything to lose. And China's economy, even before Trump took his second oath of office, was in distress, and now it's contracting. So you would think that Chinese officials understood this. I'm not sure that Xi Jinping understands it, but clearly the technocrats who run the government, I think they're very aware of the problems that China now faces.
You say Xi Jinping may not understand it. Oftentimes when someone like him is cornered, they lash out. What does that look like as we watch Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin hobnobbing or yucking it up at a Victory Day parade in Moscow?
Well, one thing, it looks like China's full support for Pakistan in what could be the world's next war. But it also is Chinese belligerent activity along its periphery. So, for instance, within the last month, we have seen China go after South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Philippines, and faraway Australia. And I'm concerned about those events because they could spiral out of control. And Xi Jinping, I think, has, since he's configured the Chinese political system so that only the hostile answers are acceptable, that means he can't spiral it down. He can't get it back to where it should be.
He can't de-escalate without showing weakness, I think would be another way to say it.
Yeah, much better way to say it. So thank you, Leland.
It doesn't happen often, but blind squirrels get acorns occasionally. I think about how Donald Trump is playing this. He today seemed to offer an off-ramp and concessions to the Chinese ahead of these negotiations. Take a listen.
Are you going to be disappointed if he comes back without a deal?
No, not at all, because we already made a great deal. We're not doing business with China right now. I'm very friendly with President Xi. I have great respect for him and for China, but we can't continue to allow them to do what they did. I think we're going to come back with a fair deal for both China and us.
He then went on to say that he thought about lowering the tariffs from 145% to 80%. White House clarified and said, well, that's not going to happen without some kind of concessions from the Chinese. Why, if Donald Trump is in such a powerful position, is he offering or even thinking about offering concessions with the Chinese having done nothing?
Yeah, I don't think that he should have floated the $80 tariff rate because really that's a preemptive concession. But, Trump views these things in ways which I can't understand, but which usually work out. So this will be fascinating. But the point here is that he's got the Chinese on the ropes. He knows it. So I think he's being magnanimous, sort of being generous, giving them an off-ramp. And if they don't take it, he'll probably pound them pretty hard because he knows he's holding the high cards.
He holds the high cards, yes. And I think we'd say he holds a lot higher cards in the 5 months since, or 5 weeks since Liberation Day. Does Xi Jinping, though, have, in some ways, not only nothing to lose, but he has to win? If he doesn't, it's his regime, right?
I think so. He's already in trouble. So, for instance, we see signs at the top of the Chinese military that he's lost control of the People's Liberation Army. Now, not everybody agrees with me, but nonetheless, there are signs that the senior officers are not. Excuse me?
I said that's terrifying.
It can be terrifying, especially if you're Xi Jinping. Now, maybe he's just lost influence and not control, but the point is we have seen things that cannot be explained if Xi Jinping is fully in command. And we also see signs of instability among senior civilian leaders. So I think that Xi Jinping is not as powerful as he once was. And that's just sort of comes to reason because, first of all, he's all powerful. He's got nobody to blame. And things have been going very badly for China over the last 18 or so months. So he's got nobody he can lay this off on. So, yes, I think he is less powerful.
Fair to say the past 5 weeks have radically changed the Chinese negotiating position?
Oh, yes. Because remember, Xi Jinping, his belief is a wartime economy. He does not believe in consumption as being the basis of the economy, which means he believes that exports are his only way out. And Trump, with his 145% tariff, even an 80% tariff is going to block the U.S. market off from most Chinese goods. And then also the other thing that's happening is we're even seeing Apple, which has the most difficult to move supply chain, announcing about a couple of weeks ago that its production for the U.S. will be made in India and Vietnam, not China. Now, if Apple can move its supply chain, everybody else can as well. And I think that that's gotten to the Chinese technocrats because they have to be panicking right now.
Fascinating. Well, I think, with a crisis comes danger and opportunity, to paraphrase John Kennedy. Thank you, Gordon. As always, it's good to see you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.